Recording. Am I still good? Okay. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the first Emerald to Diamond push call. These calls are just kind of like an accountability thing and a place for you to bounce ideas off of each other. And because, like Danielle said on the team call last night, if you haven't watched it, you should. Yeah, watched it. Sorry. Where she talked about like being able to talk to people and bounce ideas off of each other. Like that's so helpful, and I totally agree. So I personally am just going to touch on inviting because that seemed like the popular thing to talk about. And I have uploaded my personal convo template that I use. And this was a lot of trial and error that I came up with, but it works for me. Like I would say 9 times out of 10, I always get a yes. Like, I mean, it's like I always get the yes from this like little template that I use. And I hope you find it helpful. So gonna go ahead and get started. And also, I just want to make the disclaimer, like, it does not have to be me leading these calls. If anyone wants to take charge and they want to talk about something one night, you know, it's not like my group, it's our group. This is our thing. Like, we are one. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get started. So kind of a little bit of background, you guys. I was a success starter, or oh my gosh, I just blanked. I earned my free ticket to Summit, then I missed a month, then I hit it again, then I missed a month, hit it 3 more months, and I didn't hit Success Club one time since March last year, all the way through December. I would put points on the board and I'm like, whatever, I went through a mental thing, whatever, but I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, no one's responding to me, like no one's, you know how it is, you get those unread messages and you're like, okay, well, what's wrong? Or you get really nervous. Like if someone says, sure, I'm interested, then you're like, oh my God, now what? Like you freak out, right? So I asked myself, I'm like, okay, what can I do? And how can I make this better? So the first time I tried it, I said, I'm really going to go back to the beginning. What was I doing in the beginning that worked? And that was asking people questions and genuinely getting to know them. So my strength is my cold market. It's adding people on Facebook and never having met them and having them come work with me. That's my strength, I've found. And there was one girl in particular. I'd never sold to a cold prospect before. It'd always been family or friends. And she was very short with me. Do you know those people that like you talk to and you can give them a paragraph and they'll give you like 1 word back? Okay, this was that girl. And I'm like, she is never like, I ain't, whatever, you know what, it's good to meet her, but I don't think she'll ever join me. Well, she was liking my stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and I reached out to her, and she was kind of like my guinea pig. I was like, all right, I'm going to try this on you, because if I can get you to do it, I can get anybody to do it. So I reached out to her, and I took her through this kind of rough draft of questions I had. And lo and behold, she was my very first person right there on the spot. Midnight, one night, we were messaging on Facebook Messenger. She bought a challenge pack from me. Confidence went up. I was like, okay, you know what? We still haven't met, you guys. Like, we still not met in person. So first of all, get over the whole, like, if you're still nervous about adding people on Facebook and meeting them, get over that. Lauren Roberts helped me get over that. Get over it. Because a lot of people don't think it's weird, okay? Especially if you're just like, I stole those scripts from Raina Odell. I found her video on YouTube, and I use those. But anyway, YouTube is your friend. So we all know about forming, right? Everyone's heard of form your prospect, form them. And we've always heard it stands for family, occupation, recreation, and then message. That's what Beachbody tells you. Well, my boyfriend, I hadn't even talked to him about form, you guys. He's like, well, have you heard of form? He has no sales experience. He works in a restaurant. Like, he doesn't even know what this is about. He went to Summit, and he told me he didn't even know what I did there, okay? I'm talking clueless. And he told me, why don't you just form them? You know, ask them about their family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. And I was like, whoa, hold on, say that again? Wait, come back to me with that one. He said motivation instead of messaging. And I was like, huh. And then I think it was, it's a TED Talk. Oh my gosh, go look at the TED Talk. And it was like this experiment this girl did, and she would walk up to people and she'd be like, ask them a really deep question, like, what would you do if you were going to die tomorrow? Like, instead of like the normal hi, how are you? And I was like, it got me thinking, obviously I'm not going to message someone on Facebook and be like, so what are you going to do if you're going to die tomorrow? Like, no, we're not going to do that. But I started changing the message to motivation. And so that's where I came up with my script. So let's walk through the script, shall we? First of all, and I found this was gold too. I Googled Beachbody follow-up script that day that I was scrambling for Success Club on Sunday. And I found Lindsay Matway's, all of her scripts that she has created for her team. You need to Google that. It is incredible. But anyway, I'd post the link in the group, but it says it's password protected. I can only access it if I Google Beachbody follow-up scripts. Anyway, I always message people and I say, like, I got this from the National. I've learned everything from National Wake Up Calls and YouTube, you guys. The National Wake Up Call, I wish I could remember who it was. She said, she messages people and says, hey girl, thank you so much for all of your love and support. This may or may not interest you, but I'm coaching an online health and fitness group starting on May 22nd. Would you be interested in joining? Started doing that. So I message people that if they like my stuff or if I've thought about them or I see them on a fitness journey, it's the first question I send them. If they're like, yeah, sure, what is it? My mistake that I used to make, oh my gosh, it's the 21-day fix and you get Shakeology and you get all of this and it's only $140 and it's going to change your life, right? No, stop. Lindsay said on her website, and I think it's perfect to sum it up, you will be lucky to get further in the conversation if your first question back to them is not, what are your goals? The reason why I came up with this question on my own is because I realized the girls I was working with, I didn't even know what they were working towards. I didn't know why they signed up. I didn't know why they needed this. I didn't know if they needed to lose 10 pounds or if they were struggling with depression. So their very first question is, what is your overall goals? Okay. And then whenever they tell you, hey, I want to lose 10 pounds, I literally will tell them, that's great, but that's not your goal. What's your goal? Like, I get really bold with them. I mean, maybe this will work for you, maybe it doesn't, but I do. Like, I really make them sink into that why. And I tell them, I'm like, look, whatever your true why is what's going to get you, out of bed in the morning. And I'm like, it's really like, if they give me something more, like I want to be more confident, I'm like, perfect. I'm like, we will keep working on that in my group. Okay. So it gets them thinking, like, I've already set them up to know that they're going to be in my group. Like, they don't have a choice. They're just going to be in it. They've already committed. They don't know that yet. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I talk really fast. If you need me to slow down, then I will. And then my next step, and this was kind of more of whenever we had before all access, but I still ask them, like, well, what type of workouts do you typically enjoy? And I say, what has worked in the past and what do you found has not worked? Okay. This already gets me thinking. And that way, whenever this will round out into my final message, I'm going to start you with this workout and then we'll go from there. And I let them know they have an entire year of rolling over to program after program after program. Okay. I create that vision in their mind already that they have an entire year of working towards this. Okay. Step number 3, what does a daily snapshot into your life look like? What's your time look like? How about stress? How about kids? When they're answering these questions, I'm finding a need for all of this in their life. I'm finding a need for Shakeology. Oh, you're a busy college student and you don't have time and you don't even know what healthy food is and you forgot because all you eat is ramen noodles. Awesome. Guess what I have for you? Okay. Whenever and I genuinely care. Like, I want to know because I genuinely want to help them. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. If you are looking at people just as Success Club points, like, you're in this for the wrong reason, because until that day when you have someone message you and thank you for pulling them out of depression and them telling you you saved their life, like, it's bigger than you. It's bigger than a dollar sign. It's bigger than a commission. Just because of that and knowing what it used to do for me and seeing what it does for people, like, stop. Stop treating them as a Success Club point. If they say no, fine. Move on, but don't leave them. Check in on them. Go back to them. If you know they're struggling, go back to them. I have a friend that's struggling with PCOS right now. She has said yes to my challenge group, and then she disappears. Have I disappeared on her? No. I check in with her weekly, and I'm like, how is your flare-up? How is everything going? Okay, your relationship is so key. Okay, sorry for the tangent. The next question, which is so key, you guys. I never, because of this one question, That's how I get the Shakeology done. I am allergic. Like, I can't even tell people, you know what, this is what it's done for me. I can't do that. Like, when people are like, oh, so what are your favorite recipes after they bought it from me? I'm like, oh, well, you see, I don't know. I've never tried it. Okay. Like, this is my nutrition, like the nutrition part is where I really focus. This is where everything's going to come full circle, especially if you're having Shakeology price objections. Okay. I say, in terms of nutrition, what do you struggle with? What works best for you? What hasn't worked? I add, like, this is a very long conversation. It may go on for a week. And like I said, this is how I understand their past struggles, the diets they've tried. Do they struggle with late night cravings? How about emotional eating, junk food, like whatever it is? Okay, next, you guys better asterisk this. You better underline it. If you ever get off this call and you don't go ask someone this question in your next conversation, I personally will be so mad at you and I will not talk to you for like a week, okay? Do you have any food allergies or injuries I should be aware of? Do not let them get their Shakeology and be, after working 2 jobs one night, get back to their dorm room, all excited because they finally get to try Shakeology, and the very first ingredient that pops up on there is the one they're severely allergic to. Do not let them go through that. You guys, I'm still traumatized, okay? Like, it is your job to know if they're allergic, okay? Do they have celiac, disease, or do they have whatever, lactose intolerant? You need to know this stuff. You are helping them. You need to know. And the injuries, you guys, we are not doctors, okay? We are not doctors. It drives me crazy if people are like, oh, I have a patient or a customer that's interested in Energize with a heart condition. You guys, my little sister has had 2 open heart surgeries. If anyone gave her Energize, I would be royally pissed, okay? You need to know this stuff. You're not a doctor. You can tell them, hey, if you want to try it, that's on you, but you should check with your doctor. Always go back to that. You should check with your doctor, okay? Okay, sorry, I get really fired up about that one. And then this is where I'm wrapping up. Final question. This is where I wrap it all up. What would it mean for you to accomplish blank? So if they told me that they finally want to get their, pre-mom body back or something, what would it mean for you to accomplish that? Guys, I promise you, they will send you an entire paragraph back on this one. You will sit there and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I get to help you do that. You're going to trust me to help you get there. All of a sudden, Success Club points don't matter. This is where you get fired up and you're like, heck yeah, we're going to have you walking on the beach confident. Heck yeah, you're going to it just blows my mind, because I have a girl that reached out to me that has struggled with bullying and insecurities her entire life, okay? And it brought, I've sat there and cried with her. It is so powerful. Do not skip this question. This is where you round it all out. Okay. Finally, my response is this, and I'm just going to read it. I always say, thank you for sharing that with me and being so open and vulnerable with me. Here's what I recommend based on what we discussed. I recommend the All Access Challenge Pack. It's a virtual gym membership, and you have online access to every program Beachbody has ever created and future releases. You also get your first 30 days of Shakeology, which is going to help you with blank. What's it going to help them with? Okay? Like, don't just say, it's got 70 superfood. No one cares. It's great, but no one cares about the 70 superfoods. I always tell them, hey, and go in your back office. There's a PDF, isn't under product kits maybe, and it tells you bullet points of why people should have Shakeology. And I use those. I'll be like, it'll cover your nutritional gaps. Especially, those people that are like, my nutrition's on lock, I don't need anything. That's where you have to get creative, get really creative. But that's where I plug it back in. This is where, because a lot of people, and I'm sure we can all agree, they're down for the workouts. It's the Shakeology that they get hesitant about. And they're like, oh, shake? Oh, I've done this before though. And it's like, no, just trust me. It's magic. You guys, you can use me as an example if you want. When I found out I was allergic to Shakeology, I got really ticked off, literally mad. I researched isogenics. I researched it all. I spent more hours researching Shakeology than I did studying. And I'm not exaggerating. And I couldn't beat it. I sent it to my nutrition friends. Couldn't beat it. You can't beat it. I tried because I got mad. Okay. And I'm still mad. I can't beat it. Okay. Anyway, going back. And then I say, and of course you get the portion control containers, you get the shaker cup, access to our, well, now I say lifetime access to my virtual groups or annual access, whatever. And then you get one-on-one personalized coaching with me. I have an Acuity account link that Danielle uses. That's who I learned it from. And I let people schedule one-on-one calls with me. Anyway, so you can do that if you want. You don't have to. Then I say, how does that sound to you? Soft close right there. My mama taught me that one. And I say, and what questions do you have for me? Let them ask their questions. And I will tell you, like, I would say 9 times out of 10, I never get the, well, what's the price? Like, never get that. It's always after I send them the enrollment link. And they're like, oh, I'll do it whenever I get paid, you know, but whatever. Okay, now you've got them down to, they're committed, they're ready to sign up. If you guys don't use the Coach mobile enrollment app, you need to find your life and get with it, okay? Because this is where you can ask their Shakeology flavor, and you ask what your email is, and you send them the enrollment link. You have control. You can track it. You can see that they've opened it. You can see that they've completed it, or you can see that they haven't opened it. It's a game changer, you guys. And if you send someone the link and they don't open it, wait 2 to 3 days and then message them and say, hey girl, I didn't see you in my back office. I just wanted to make sure everything worked correctly. Did you have any questions, or did you have trouble with the link? Bam, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Okay. Danielle taught me this one, which is I always ask them, and I kind of feel this one out because it depends on how well I know them and they know me. If it's a total stranger, I don't ask them. I let them get into the group. And I say, would you like to enroll as a customer or coach? Costs the same in either way. The only difference is as a coach, you get 25% off your Shakeology for the second month, and have the potential to earn an income helping others. Boom. That's it. And another thing that I learned a lot, you guys, and I know that we all struggle with confidence in here, in inviting, I started focusing on the people telling me yes, not the ones telling me no and making me feel bad. If they told me no and I felt bad every time I had to message them, like I would literally, like I don't even approach them anymore. I think Jen had a really good post today about how and she said it on her call, like if they're not interested, don't waste your time on them, okay? Go to the people that are saying yes. And by saying yes, not saying yes to a challenge pack, saying yes to by liking your post, by commenting, by wanting to join your free groups. If they can't afford it, I put them in my group anyway, because once they see that, they're like, oh my gosh, this is really cool. I never want to leave. Don't get so caught up on they don't want to buy Shakeology right now, or they don't want to buy the workouts right now. Let them in. I mean, what does it hurt you? You're still helping them. That's what we're in this for, right? Danielle did tell me on our one-on-one that I should only allow them in one group for free and then let them know that it's not fair to my paid customers because they're kind of getting the same stuff and all of that. So I've struggled with that because I'm a giver, and I have a hard time saying no. So that's really all I have. I'm sorry that I talked super fast. I hope y'all were able to catch that. I hope you found it helpful. I can touch on follow-ups if you need that or anything. Is there any questions you guys have, or does anyone want to unmute themselves and ask a question or add on to it or whatever? I guess I should pull up my computer since I can't see the chat from my phone. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? You can unmute yourself. I promise we're all friendly. We're all good. We're all friends. I used to have a terrible public speaking fear until coaching, and now I'm all right. I still talk fast, though. Nothing? Nobody?
No, there's something I was going to add from before, Blake. When you said you kind of struggle. Can you hear me all right?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I'm just watching this guy over here. Hi. About struggling with talking to people that you don't know through Facebook who might be friends of friends. I'll comment on something if they have a public profile or friend request them. And if they friend request back, I just pretend like I do know them. Because we have so many people in common You know, and especially I'm 45 at my age, everybody's like, yeah, my memory's shot. I probably do know you.
Yeah, sometimes I play dumb on that too, because I think Raina has, if you guys want to look up, Raina has really good videos on, there's one killer video between her and Bonnie Engel. It's called Recruiting School, I think. I'll type that in. But anyway, she says that she just plays dumb sometimes. And she's like, oh my gosh, you look super familiar. Did we go to school together? And that creates the conversation. I've done that before, and people are usually a little bit better about that. But for the most part, like, I just send what Raina said to send, which is, hi, thanks for accepting my request. I saw we had mutual friends and Facebook suggested you as a friend. And so I thought, why not? Smiley face. People read it. They're like, okay, whatever. And then you can build a relationship from there too. But yeah, I mean, that's perfect to act like you know them. Just play dumb.
Yeah. Because chances are I probably did meet them and I just don't remember really.
Yeah. I've had people that are like, I'll message them and I'm like, I love meeting new people. And they're like, we went to school together. And I'm like, oh, really? I do not. I would have never known that. Yeah. And I'm 23. Okay. Does anybody else have anything to add or ask or?
This is Jordan. Hey, so I was going to add on to what you were talking about with the free groups. So I actually run a group all the time, like constantly. I don't do separate challenge groups every month. I have the same group that runs constantly. It's called Fit Friends, and there's a ton of people in it. Some of them are not involved, but there's a lot of customers and there's a lot of people that are not customers. In my way of getting them into, I guess, showing them more about what I do is getting them in that group, because I keep my public page separate from my workout group, because some people are just not interested in seeing that and they'll tend to unfriend me or something.
Hi.
So what I do is I'll put everyone in that group, and then even if they're not a paying customer, I'm just like providing all of this, you know, valuable information. Eventually they reach out to me. So I've gotten so many customers just by adding them to my group, even if I know that I might not ever get anything from them. It really honestly keeps everyone active in the group, because and the way I present it to people is it's an accountability group. There's no rules. There's no like, you don't have to be a paying customer. I let them know up front. It's just a way to keep accountable, to log your workouts, to share recipes. It's just that sort of community. And then, of course, I'm going to like say Beachbody this, Beachbody that, or not necessarily Beachbody, but I use the Beachbody language, the workout programs that we use and stuff like that. So eventually people have questions, and it actually gets me a lot more customers. And I'm trying to find a way to, and I don't know if any of you guys have experience with this, I'm trying to find a way to incorporate the coach opportunity into all this without making it look like I'm trying to wrangle all these people into this group to mass convert. I don't know how to go about doing that. So if anyone has any advice for that, that would be great.
Okay, I'm going to type this out. But if you guys are not a part of this group, I just put it in the chat box. It's by Jen and Angie, and they are freaking amazing. Like, they're the first business coaches I've ever invested in. They've taught me a lot. Facebook groups are where it's at right now, you guys. Free Facebook groups. Create your own free Facebook group. Whether, like how Jordan said she did a workout accountability group, brilliant. Or whatever your niche is, what or niche. I don't know. People pronounce it different. Let's say your niche is emotional eating. Create a group for emotional eaters, but make sure that you're providing them value. Don't just do it just so you can go in there and post Beachbody all the time, but actually provide value. And why I say go join that group, Health Coaches Make Bank. Oh, sorry, I typed that wrong. Health Coaches Make Bank. Jen and Angie do a freaking bomb job of showing you how to run a group without being like, come join me, and making them feel suffocated by it, because they provide me so much value through that group and through their podcast that I'm like, take my money, take my money. Like, they know what they're doing. So as far as the coaching opportunity goes, and anyone's welcome to jump in on this, I think that I probably wouldn't post the coaching opportunity in that group. I would just keep it towards like challenge groups and be like, maybe like kind of create it as like, hey, you guys are my VIPs. So I'm introducing, maybe you should start running like a separate challenge group to it. Because I don't really know how to, because personally, like if someone posted it and was like, here, come join coaching, or post anything about coaching, maybe unless you make it, sorry, I talk a lot whenever I'm thinking out loud. Or if you just post like, I'm really thankful for being able to put gas in my car, or thankful for being able to work at home. Or maybe this is where you ask them, what's your dream job? You know what I mean? Like, let them dream a little bit and create a dream post for them and be like, what do you guys do for work? Like, who else hates doing this? And then like, not necessarily, we have 10 minutes because I'm cheap and I don't have the paid account. But maybe that's where you post, and like the people that comment and respond, if you're not already friends with them, go be friends with them and send them a message and be like, hey, thanks so much for sharing your dreams with me, and then that natural conversation will lead to the coaching opportunity. Does that help, or did that make sense? That was just me thinking out loud.
Yeah, I like that information. Honestly, like probably 180 of these people are like my close friends. Or I say close, but they're like the people I interact with like all the time. Mm-hmm. So they all know that I'm a coach. They all know like, everything. But I've gotten some of my coaches involved in inviting people into Fit Friends because I feel like it's a good way for them to get people involved in Beachbody. Mm-hmm. So some of these people I don't know. I've sort of done what you said and kind of shared like my story and let them know like that way what the coaching opportunity has done for me. I don't just come out and say like, who wants to jump on the wagon, But I'm just going to keep doing what you said and just like share it in my story.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Do you do I have a like page. I have a private page that I try to keep everything separate. And then I have the group. So I know we're probably going to run out of time. So maybe you could just like do a live video on this later.
Yeah.
But can you maybe give some direction with like how you separate everything? Because I'm just now learning like who needs what information.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm still learning that and still kind of trying it out. That's why I'm like working with Jen and Angie right now, because I want to grow beyond who I am and grow an actual brand. I think I stay focused on like page, and I post a little bit on my personal, but right now my jam is Instagram. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, Instagram is where it's at. That's where we need to be. And y'all need to have your free Facebook groups and focus on that. But I say pick one and master it. Like that's what Danielle's told me. That's what everyone has said. So that's my best advice, but I can't say that I'm the best person to ask that because I struggle with growing my Facebook page. So if someone else has something that they can add to that, or maybe post it in the group and see if anyone has a good thing. But sorry, it's just not like my area.
Okay.
So does anyone else have questions? And I'm looking at my computer because this is where I can see you guys. I can't see you guys from my phone, except I can see Jordan right now. She's like full screen.
I have a quick question if we have time.
Yeah, go for it. We got 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay, I'll be fast. Okay, here's my question. If I send out a hey girl message, how do I take the conversation naturally to where it kind of comes around the Beachbody, or do you do that, or do you just kind of let the conversation go kind of natural as it is? Like I've been invited to dinner, but like I haven't, but not gotten back to kind of getting it to Beachbody and the invite kind of. Does that make sense?
So one, I think it's just really easy for me because I've genuinely always been interested about what people are passionate about, because it fascinates me that we live in such a 9-to-5 culture and we're told to go to college where people like me are completely freaking miserable and now $30,000 in debt. So that I think it goes back to forming, because I've noticed too, and I struggle with this too, like all of a sudden, like whenever it comes to Beachbody, we forget how to interact and be humans. We're just like, wait, oh my gosh, wait, she actually responded. Like, guys, there was a point where I wished people wouldn't respond because I was like, yeah. So I think just ask, like, form them, like, oh, well, what about family? Do you have kids? You know, and as far as their occupation goes, ask them about the occupation. What do they like about it? How did they get into it? And sometimes the conversation doesn't lead to Beachbody, and that's okay. It doesn't have to, because they're going to see what you're doing. Like, social media has been so key for me because people are like, dang, what are you doing? This is awesome. Like, they see that. So form them, be genuinely interested in them. People can tell in a split second. Like, I had one girl that I was like, so where do you work? And she was like, are you trying to promote something here? And I was like, well, no, not unless you want to. And she unfriended me, and that was the end of that. So, I mean, people can tell, and I mean, it's going to happen. I say don't try to force the conversation. And if they do ask what you do, like, just tell them, hey, I'm an online health and fitness, like, accountability buddy for people, and this is what I do. And if they're interested, they'll ask questions. If not, move on. You're genuinely building a relationship, because whether they, you know, want to join you now or need your help now, or if they need it 4 years from now, like, y'all are still friends. And I made I don't know about you guys, but my entire circle of friends right now are people that I still have yet to meet in person. Like, they are literally my best friends now. And some of them I have gotten to meet in person. So did that answer your question, or did you find that helpful? Or is there anything I should clarify?
No, yeah, that makes sense. I was just like, if I send a message out to someone I know, you know, and just be like, hey, how's it going? You know, and then they're like, oh, it's going great. How about you? And then I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah. So, well, that's where I think if you're going to message someone, especially if you haven't talked to them in a while and you know them, go to their page and find something like, you know, like, hey girl, congratulations on the pregnancy. I haven't talked to you in forever. How are you? Congrats on being engaged. Or, you know, like, I messaged one girl and I'm like, hello, how did you end up in St. Kitts? Like, that's amazing, you know, and it just kind of goes from there. And then you guys kind of talk. And like I said, there are some people that will never, just won't respond to you, and that's fine. Just focus on the people that are responding. And once you put that energy into them, you're just like, your confidence is going to go through the roof. Like, just trust me, focus on the people telling you yes, and the people going out to dinner. Like, that's even better, because you're building that personal connection.
Yeah.
Did that help? Yeah. Sorry, I tend to ramble.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We have 3 minutes left, and I will give you all guys all 3 minutes. So if you guys have questions, speak now or post them in the group.
I have a question about the coach sneak peek. I've never done one, and I saw when Ashley, Tanya, and Leticia, and Lori, when they did theirs, but I just kind of wanted to see somebody's that was not, you know, like a well-known coach. I wanted to see how somebody's goes. So if anybody has one going, I'd love to be added, just to kind of just be a fly on the wall and check it out.
Yeah. So I think actually the first sneak peek I did was right after Summit, and I'm pretty sure 20 of our team members joined in and were a fly on the wall. So I haven't run one in a while, and I'm running one on the 22nd of May. So that's where I was talking about, like, you guys are more than welcome to join that. You're more than welcome to, you know, invite your prospects to that. And that's where I was saying, like, maybe as a team, we can kind of collaborate and pick like 2 to 3 people to share. That way people aren't, you know, like, overwhelmed by, why are there 30 people? Ew, gross. No, this is not for me, because I get overwhelmed easy. So if I had to focus on like more than one person, I'm gonna be like, what is this? Bye, I'm out of here. So yeah, sorry again, the rambling. Yes, you can join my sneak peek. It will be on the 22nd, from the 22nd to the 25th. Write it down, start inviting your people. If you're worried about inviting them to the coach opportunity, go invite them to the sneak peek and be like, hey, I'd love if you would check this out. Yeah, I think did that answer your question? Does that help? Since I went off on a tangent again, that's what I'm good at doing. Okay, You have 1 minute and 10 seconds before I have to get off of this, and I'll post the recording for you guys. And I actually really enjoyed this and had fun with this. So yeah, anything else? Got less than 1 minute. If y'all are done, if you have questions, you better post them in the group because we ain't got the time. So I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you so much for hopping on. I will post the recording, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, Blake.
No problem.